When writing fiction, how do you decide what point of view to use? Let's start with a point of view rundown, then I'll give you my point of view. It is what it is.
No fluff writing advice. Cut the fluff!
First person point of view is when a character narrates the story from their perspective. First person pronouns include me, myself, and I, as in, I kicked my neighbour's cat, not to punish it for its misdeeds, for I did not know its crimes, but to send a message to the entire cat species. I know you're up to something. Second person point of view is when the narrator addresses the reader or someone else directly. Second person pronouns include you, your, and yourself, as in, for years you've given those suspicious felines the benefit of the doubt, but what you're about to learn will change everything. Third person point of view is when the narrator is outside of the story. Generally, they'll either be omniscient, knowing everyone's thoughts, or limited, knowing only the thoughts of the viewpoint character they're following. Less common in fiction is the objective third-person narrator who relays only the facts without all those bothersome thoughts and feelings. That must be nice. Third-person pronouns include he, she, they, them, as in, they've been fooling humanity for centuries. Look into it. So, how do you decide which point of view to use? Firstly, if your story contains multiple viewpoint characters, third person is your go-to point of view. It's just less confusing that way. With that said, you can take an unconventional approach if there's a reason for it. If you are going to break the rules, break them with purpose and intent. That's my rule. Feel free to break it, but break it without purpose and intent. Otherwise, you're just following it. Where third person creates distance between the narrator, the reader, and the story, first person is a more intimate point of view. It allows readers to crawl right up inside the narrator in a physically non-invasive sense and learn their deepest thoughts and feelings. As mentioned, second person can be used to address the reader directly. Do choose your own adventure books still exist? Should they? Were they ever good? Anyway, a typical choose your own adventure book is a great example of second person in action. You do this, you do that. Yeah, you did it, that was you. Also, second person doesn't necessarily mean addressing the reader. For instance, a story could be told in the form of a letter addressing a you who's a fictional character, a part of the story. Either way, if you're going to write an entire story in second person, you better have a damn good reason for it. Andy Weir's short story The Egg is a perfect example of when the second person point of view makes sense. If you want to use it make sense. Also, do yourself a favour and read The Egg, or eat an egg, or egg a house, I don't know, do something egg related. It's also important to note that any subjective narrator, whether using first, second or third person point of view, can be unreliable and provide inaccurate or incorrect information, something to remember while writing, but also while reading. Well, that's it, a no fluff discussion on point of view. If there's one big takeaway from this video, it's that those shifty house cats are definitely up to something. Stay vigilant.